Old McMilton had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm he had a
Remix.
remix.
Daddy, we gotta talk about the animals.
Oops, sorry.
As you can see, today we are going to talk about goats. We're going to talk about the good, bad, and the ugly, and the real stuff. Okay? So I'm about to introduce all of these goats to you. We have a couple more that are not over here, but I'm going to introduce the ones we have right here. This one right here, this is Lacey. This is her daughter, Tinkerbell, Betty, Shirley. Can you see them? That's Hope. This is Amy. And Stevie's missing. I'm going to feed them real quick, and then we're going to talk a little bit more. We feed them a grain pellet from a local mill out here. It pretty much gives them all the nutrients that they need. Genevieve, don't bite the goat. Yeah, get that child. Okay, so we started off with goats 5 years ago now. Goats were our first farm animal. First thing we ever got, I actually paid for the goats. I don't remember if y'all heard that story. I paid for the goats, had them on hold before we even had the land sold. We hadn't even put the stamp on the land, and I had already paid for goats. My husband, he's behind the camera today, y'all. He should come show y'all his Ranger Ralph hat. But the goats, we thought they would be, oh, it's real easy. We're gonna get some goats, we're gonna milk them, but it's not quite that easy. So we started off with Nubians. These two over here are still from our original part of Nubians, and then we took in a couple rescue goats, and we've kept some babies along the way, along with sold some babies. We've had some health issues with goats. Let's say, Josh, come over here with me real quick. Come stand with me. All right, y'all. Ranger Josh is coming. Oh, he took off the hat and glasses for y'all. Okay, so what would you say was the one thing that you wanted to tell people about goats beforehand if they're getting ready to think about goats?
Definitely want to make sure that you have whoever you buy the goats from know their do's and don'ts. Like if you buy a goat from us, we would tell you that you definitely want to primarily give them hay. Like that's their primary food source is hay. You need to know their temperaments. Like we got one goat that likes to eat dog food, which is not good for her.
That one right there behind us.
So you want to make sure that you have a dog that at least gonna protect their food, or you're gonna have to feed that dog somewhere else.
Yes, because dog food's not good for goats. They cannot eat dog food.
Right. I would say that you want to make sure that you watch their poop. This one right here likes boys for some reason.
Yes, Hope does. Watch their poop. If it doesn't look like a little pellet, then you got something going on.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else.
They waste a lot of hay.
They do waste a lot of hay.
A lot of hay. So don't think you're gonna get an animal. If you're looking for an animal that doesn't waste a lot of hay, I'd go with sheep. Because sheep don't waste a lot of hay. We have sheep too. We're gonna do another video on sheep one day. But today is all about goats.
I would say you want to make sure that you have a house that has. See, I'm an extravagant person. My wife tells me I build stuff too extravagant. So while we're talking about that, let's show you the house while Genevieve's shaking the camera.
Shaking the camera.
That's my head on the house.
Okay, so we built a two-part house. We have the big portion. This is where all the goats sleep in at night. And then we have a smaller portion that gets locked up. what we do is we lock up the babies at night so that we can milk their mamas in the morning. We let them stay with their mamas all day, but during the nighttime they get locked up in here. Right now we only have one that we're doing that to. That was little Tinkerbell. But they get locked up in here so that we can get the milk from the overnight. They don't need the milk overnight, so we lock them up so that we can get the milk in the morning. I only milk once a day. Sometimes I milk twice a day, but I gotta keep it simple, y'all. I got a lot going on this farm with children, homeschooling and all that, so milking once a day makes it easy for me. So what he was trying to say about the houses, we tried many different trial and errors when we first got goats, and our best bet is to tell y'all, don't build a floor in your house.
Yeah, that's true.
Do not build a floor. Make them dirt floors because you can clean them out. Make sure, to be honest, these goats, they will pee, they will poop. It will smell like a urine-infested hot mess if you build a floor. We thought, oh yeah, we'll be able to clean it out and rake it out. No, there's no amount of anything you can put down that can mask that pee from a goat. It's cute when you put a floor in, but it's definitely not hygienic, right?
No, it lasts for a good second. Hope, quit biting that.
Quit.
Don't do that.
Y'all, we got the goats trying to bite the phone stand while we're doing this video. Goats, depending on where you get them from, they can be pretty hardy and you know, take care of themselves for the most part. They don't need a lot of health intervention. But then you got some goats that do have a lot of health intervention and they need a lot. I got one goat who tries to eat everything. And so I'm always having to watch her poop and watch her stomach and making sure she's doing what she's supposed to be doing.
All right, so let's go and show you some of the feeders.
This is how we give the goats feed or hay. As you can see, this is the stuff that they wasted. So what we do with that stuff that they waste is we rake it up and we take it to the compost by the garden, or we take it to our big compost on the back side of the pen, which I use for worms. We use that for soil breakdown to fill in other areas that needs rich soil. So we have multiple places where we put our hay after it's been regurgitated or jumped down on the ground or wasted. But it does serve a purpose in homesteading. So don't get discouraged when you have your goats waste hay. They're gonna do it, but be encouraged that you find some places to use it. Like use it in your grass. I've used it in grass. I've used it in compost. We use it in the garden. So don't be discouraged. Use that stuff. So what we built here is that we use some of our leftover goat fencing and cattle panel to take along with, I think I used about 3 2x4x8s, and I built this, it almost like a big manger, but it has a metal roof over it, or a tin roof, which keeps the rain dry when it's raining, or it keeps the hay dry when it rains, so they can still have dry hay to eat. So this is something that we did that's low costing. I mean, it might cost us $20 to build one of these, and which lasts forever. We've had this one for about a year now, and that one over that they're eating on now we've had for about 4 or 5 years, which it looks a little bit, you can see the wood looks a little bit more run down.
Another part of keeping your goats healthy is making sure that they have a mineral block. Some people feed their goats, some people give their goats actual powdered minerals, but we usually use, I have both, but I usually use this mineral block and I leave it out here sitting up on some bricks so it doesn't get melted up. And we got Hope over here right now. They will come and lick this mineral block whenever their body needs some minerals in their system. It's like a salt block, but it also has like copper and some other stuff in it. Don't quote me on that one. Just look up mineral block. We also created this little tire area over here for the little kids, the goat kids that is, to play on. They like to bounce on these tires. My dog also likes to sleep under here sometimes because it gets cool. We're also going to show you, I know we've showed you in some of our other videos, this is our chicken area over here. You have to fence off your chickens from your goats. If not, your goats will destroy your chicken areas, or they'll come in there and eat the chicken food. So we have a separate area for our chickens. Now, mind you, our chickens free range, so they're able, and their wings are not cut, they are able to jump in and out, but they have a safe place to get away from the goats.
And it seems like some chickens went into the turkey run that we're being raising out these baby turkeys.
Yeah, the turkeys are over here.
switch
They're
places.
waiting to eat.
They're like, how them chickens get in there, man?
And how'd that Genevieve get in there? Genevieve, come here. Stop.
Jump the fence. Crystal,
Yeah.
there's your friend.
Oh, there's Stevie, y'all.
Stevie is a blind goat.
Genevieve, come here.
As you can see, he does not know where he's going.
Come here, Stevie. I didn't get to introduce Stevie earlier, but as y'all can see, come here, Stevie. I'm coming. All right, Stevie is blind, y'all. He was not born blind, but he got an infection shortly after birth because his mama kicked some dirt into his eyes. I healed his infection, so he didn't have any more infection, but as a result of it, he was born blind. Stevie is what, about 3 now? 2.5, almost 3 years old now. He'll be 3 in September.
I don't know.
That it?
Yeah.
That it? Are you still recording me?
Well, that
That concludes the video, and I'm not even on here. This dude keep raising it higher and higher.
All right. That concludes the video. We hope you enjoyed it. I want you to know that there's more to come always. So
If you have any more questions about goats, drop them in the comments and we can do another video for you.
Yep, drop them in the comments or send us a
Genevieve, get out of there.
DM to our page, something, and we'll get back with you. Peace.
You come explain this one. I'll do that.
I'd already hit it.
That's okay.